So here we are with the program. We're kind of going back and forth between long run, a short run. There was multiple points that I had to basically just be walking and running. Let's just say I felt a little weighed down. And good morning, my friends. Welcome back to another Sunday vlog, or whatever day you might be watching this video. Today, we're gonna go through an entire day in the life of training for a marathon, episode 1. Now, I'm not sure how many episodes there's gonna be leading up to the race day when we do a whole vlog on the race day, but I kinda wanna walk you through today everything that I'm eating, which is completely different than the way I usually kind of run my normal life, because I'm expending so much more energy with the amount of miles that I'm putting on my body. That said, I'll run you through my workout, I'll run you through kind of the recovery protocol that I'm kind of following, and then today is kind of a lighter, faster run, so I'll take you along with me on there. And then I want to break down kind of on a weekly basis each day the miles, why, and how I'm going to continue to build muscle while running 20 to 50 miles a week, depending on the week. With that said, kind of my goal for this whole thing, I'm 240 pounds. I don't want to lose a pound of muscle. So I'm kind of going through this whole prep of trying to increase my cardiovascular system and really focus on heart rate zones and really learn about this entire process too, because I've never trained for it, but I want to crush my goal of 3 hours and 30 minutes in the marathon. So that's about an 8-minute pace. We're getting there. We're in week 2, I guess, right now. Week 3. We started week 3. I intended to do this on week 1, but guess what? I didn't. So to start, I'm going to get into what I'm eating today to start the day. And then we're gonna go work out, and I'm gonna show you my in-body results just from, we'll start it on week 3 and see if there's any results change based on skeletal muscle mass from today to the end of training after race day. And the in-body will just show us body fat percentage, skeletal muscle mass, water weight, blah, 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 blah. A lot of stuff that are metrics to help us track progress. So let's see what I'm eating. So for our little pre-workout meal, we've got 2 fried eggs, 3 cups of spinach, 2/3 cups of oats with a scoop of Performix protein powder, chocolate, yum, scoop of peanut butter, and a 1/2 cup of blueberries. Just something kind of light. I know it might sound like a lot for some of you, but get some fibers in, good proteins and fats, and then some carbs. I'm gonna be going extra heavy on the carbs as I prepare for this marathon, because we need the carbs for energy when we run. So I'm gonna eat this, scrounge it down, and then I'm gonna go to the gym, get a quick workout in. I'll see you there. All right, so we are in the car now heading to the gym, and I figured I should explain kind of just a little blip on what I'm doing in the gym. It's not much different. I'm still going to be pushing relatively heavy weight, but it's all full body. I want to work through every range of motion to be as functional as possible so that I'm not stiff, I'm not carrying extra load as if, so if you're more sore in your legs and I'm only doing legs, then my legs are gonna be a little sore. It's gonna feel like it weighs me down when I run. So I'm sticking to just full body, 2 days strength, 2 days hypertrophy right now. I'm actually in a deload week right now, so I will be doing higher volume, less sets. But needless to say, the point of this clip is to tell you we're working through all ranges of motion, full body, to make sure we're healthy for longevity. Take the shirt off in the workout while looking at yourself in the mirror. So, as you can see, we just went through a full body, a little bit higher volume session right there. Again, just to get the blood flowing in this deload week. The previous weeks I was really working up, so weeks 1 and 2 of marathon training, I was lifting the exact same workout. I was deadlifting 405 pounds. That day of that week, I think I ran 6 miles, but we'll get to that a little bit later on in the video and kind of break down the mileage, how that's working, because again, I'm very new to this. I'm kind of just learning throughout the process, and that's kind of why I'm so excited about it. Running my first marathon and learning about myself, learning how I can keep the physique and conquer some goals. With that said, we're gonna go jump on the in-body, which again is just another way to measure body fat percentage, blah, blah, blah. If you revert back to the beginning of the video when I said blah like 3,000 times. Anyways, we'll run through that. I'll show you what everything means. Then we're gonna go home and it'll be time for my run. I'm not gonna eat yet because today's a little bit faster of a day. And quite honestly, I like to eat on a lighter stomach. So let's go to the in-body, see where I'm at.
Measuring your weight. Place your thumb on the elbow electrode. Keep your arm. The test is completed.
All right, so here we are. The before results, well, I guess we're in week 3 training, but I weigh 234 pounds. I have a skeletal muscle mass of 126 pounds, and my body fat percentage is 8.1%. Now, that tells me a lot. That tells me that my body doesn't have very much body fat, but what that's gonna tell me about running is that the longer duration of run, it's gonna be harder for my body to tap into fat stores for energy. So if you notice like a marathon runner versus a Usain Bolt or a sprinter, the sprinter is more cut up and chiseled. That's because they're using their anaerobic system and they have very little percent body fat, whereas a marathon runner has a little more flab to them because they're running longer distance. They're using their aerobic system. So they're using more oxygen for their runs, the longer runs. They're tapping into different energy systems. Your typical runner, your long distance runner, being 6'4" with 234 pounds on my body, 126 pounds of muscle. So another thing this tells us is my basal metabolic rate, which is 2483 kcal. So basically what that means is at rest, my body is burning 2400 calories while I'm just sitting on the couch. So that means I could get away with sitting on the couch eating potato chips and still burning 2,800 calories. I don't recommend that. Obviously, that was a stupid example, but that's not ideally, that's kind of what it's saying. And the last thing that we're gonna pay attention to here is the difference in left arm versus right arm, the trunk, the left leg versus right leg. Now, we're at, ideally, you want over 100% or at least at 100% for all of these because that shows how much muscle you have per area, right? So I'm at 148%, 150%, 129%, 118%, and 120%. But I'm looking at the pounds and making sure that they are symmetrical. Now, no one person is going to be absolutely perfectly symmetrical, but as you can see here, 148 versus 150, my right arm is a little more dominant. 118 versus right 120, my right leg is a little more dominant. So we're working on those imbalances in the asymmetry. So trying to get as symmetrical as possible is gonna help us with performance. So that's enough nerding out on my in-body. We'll come back to this on the very last episode and kind of compare results and see if anything changed. But for now, I said that we were gonna go on the run right now, but actually I forgot to start my sauna. So I'm gonna go to the sauna, get a sauna session in, do a little mind meditation, and then go home, get ready for my run. We'll see you after the sauna. Sauna session complete. I always feel so much more mentally clear, ready for my day. Just, I don't know, the endorphins are flowing after a good sauna session. I meditate. If you've followed me for a while, you know I'm really into the mental health stuff and the health benefits of meditation. So not only the health benefits, but the recovery aspect, especially training for this marathon. So I'm gonna be taking my sauna sessions super serious, going at least 4 times a week, 30 minutes above 170 degrees, and really just allow the blood flow to carry through the body so that the systems, your cardiovascular system, can be working efficiently, not only while it's on the run, right? So the recovery is huge. And as we'll get into later on today, I'll be getting into cold plunge as well for some cold therapy. So if you want a little more explanation on that, drop it in the comments and I'll be sure to get to you. But let's go home. Let's maybe grab a rice cake before we go on our run for the day, which is a super easy 3.1 mile, 5K, aiming for a pretty fast pace, but we'll see. So we'll see you when I'm shoving my face with food. We are back at the house. I'm grabbing a quick little snack. I've got a little rice cake concoction here. We've got 2 rice cakes, peanut butter, some honey, and a little bit of cinnamon. Gonna spike the glucose, replenish the glycogen a little bit in the muscles. We also have some Greek yogurt with fruity cereal protein powder from Performix, mixed in a half cup of blueberries and 1/4 cup of nuts. Just some good nutrients to get flowing through the body. I'll take about 30 minutes, get some work done before I go on my run. Show you my shoe collection, what shoes I want to wear based on what kind of run it is, and just figure it out from there, I guess. I don't know. I really just kind of forgot what to say. In other news, these are 2 great snacks to cure your sweet tooth and give you some natural energy. Time to pick a running shoe for today's run. Let's see which each one is. So this is going to be the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3. Has a carbon plate for your faster kind of recovery, not recovery, but your faster, lower mileage days. This is going to be the New Balance Fresh Foam X More V4. This is what I've been doing my long runs, 10 to 15 miles in. That's going to be a lot of cushion, especially for my big body, to reduce the impact on my knees. There is no carbon plate in those. Right here is going to be my favorite shoe, probably, in the Saucony Endorphin Speed 2. Same idea as the 3, just a little lighter. It's a little bit more narrow, actually, for my foot. I like it. I enjoy it. And it also has the carbon plate. Then we've got the Flux Wear shoes, the running shoes. I like those just for walking, kind of on my recovery days as well. And obviously my favorite shoes for everyday life are the Vivo Barefoots. And that's what I'm in every time I'm lifting weights. So today, for our little 5K, quote-unquote, faster paced run, I am gonna go with the Endorphin Speed 2s. Alright, I'm ready for my run. It's a little chilly out, so I threw on a long sleeve shirt. As you saw, put on the running shoes, and I'm actually gonna get one more rice cake in because I got to working and it's already 2:45. So I'm gonna run, come back and eat, and see what kind of pace we can go. Alright, my friends, I am back from a 3.25 mile run, and to be completely honest with you, I told you I was trying to go at my fastest pace for a 5K. My fastest 5K I've ever run was like a 7:38. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if this is TMI, but there was multiple points, and this is why I train fasted and run fasted, multiple points in that run that I had to basically just be walking and running, because let's just say I felt a little weighed down. Yeah, you get the point. So I didn't feel my greatest, but in that lesson, and this is an entire process, right? I'm just on week 3 of 8 weeks of training. We're gonna have days that aren't that great and they don't feel the best. So like life, right? That's just kind of the fact of the matter. So today's run, I ran 3.25 miles at a 7:56 mile pace, burned 544 calories, average heart rate of 161 beats per minute. I am about to cook some food and then sit down with you and go through a little whiteboard of my training miles, give you a little bit more background on why I'm doing this marathon, and some cool stories about the shoes that I got, actually. I don't know, just some things that I actually just really didn't think to talk about at the beginning of this video. So here we are. So here we are with meal number 3, 4, I don't know. But basically we're gonna make a tuna rice bowl kind of deal. I'll have my asparagus first, left over from last night, just to get some prebiotic fibers in. Then the base will be the rice. Actually, that'll be last. It'll be 36 grams of tuna with this nice little guy right here. Mix in a little avocado mayo, a little bit of mustard for some taste. Chop up a pickle, some kimchi. Oh, I missed it. And get the good fermentation in there. Make a nice little tuna salad, throw the avocado in. Then I also have 4 scrambled eggs with spinach. Then we'll put it all in with 71 grams of white rice. These are great from Costco. It's like 12 of them for $10. So I'll show you the final product, but I need these carbs because tomorrow I'm going on a 9-mile run. So I'm kind of carb loading today. So here is the final meal. Obviously, again, 4 scrambled eggs with 3 cups of spinach, asparagus, then we've got our tuna salad type deal with a big old thing of rice. And again, remember, the goal for me here is to keep my body composition, so I need a bunch of carbs, a bunch of protein, more protein, a little bit more carbs. So here we are, we've just eaten, and I want to kind of run you through what I've written down here as far as what it looks like for my training. And to be completely honest with you, again, I've never done this. I've never trained for it. I just signed up for it, one, because I know it's a challenge. I want to be able to say that I've run a marathon. And my buddy who did the 40-mile walk with me last year texted me one day and was like, hey, you want to run the San Diego Marathon with me? And I kind of went back and forth and had a crazy thing happen with the shoes that I bought that I'll tell you after this whiteboard story or this plan. But long story short, I decided I was going to run a marathon, and I asked everyone I knew for some help. So here we are with the program, and obviously I am on Tuesday of week 3. Now you can see week 1 we started with 3, 5, 3, 3, 4, 3 day off. Then we amped it up. We went on Sunday. We started with a 10. We went to 3, 6, 4. We're kind of going back and forth between long run, a short run, and what this is going to do is help us develop not only the cardiovascular system and get our bodies used to running for that long period of time. As you see, I went to a 4 and a 3 kind of recovery runs. The faster the run, honestly, you get into your lactate threshold, which is going to flush out soreness and essentially help you run better. So then taking a day off, and then I went into that 14-mile run last Saturday morning, completely fasted. I felt great. I actually, on the last 11, 12, 13, and 14 miles, I ran at like a 7:50 pace. So you always got a little extra gas in the tank. But with that said, with the longer runs, I am told and I'm experiencing that you should be able to run those at a very conversational pace. So if my goal is to run at an 8-minute marathon pace, mile pace for the marathon, then I should be running those at about a 10-minute pace. Well, that's pretty slow, and it's really just to get your body in the groove of running those long runs. But again, here we are then going into a recovery day. Yesterday I went for 6, kind of went pretty fast. I think I was at like a 7:40 something pace. Today was the weighed down run, if you catch my drift. Then tomorrow we'll go into the 9, like I said, and continue on and so forth. Got an 18 plan for this weekend, and really just trying to tax the system running for a long period of time. Now, without boring you for the rest of going through all of these numbers and these squares, basically what's going to happen is the rest days are going to start to kind of stack up, but the mileage still is increasing, right? So over the course of time, we're going to go from about 26 miles right here to 41 to about 41 again. This next week will be right in the 30 to 40. Again, 30 to 40, and then we'll kind of start dialing it down in these last 2 weeks before we get to the race day. So in the race day, you see a 5-8 day off, 4-2. That'll be kind of a flush run, go super quick, get the capillaries functioning, just different energy systems, and then be ready to go for that race day. I'll really be carb loading on those days, but we can talk about that stuff when it gets closer to race day, and these episodes are a little further in. This is only episode 1. We're in week 3, and without boring you to death, I'm gonna cut right there. So for the story on my shoes here, the New Balances that I showed you, I was in Tennessee debating if I wanted to run this marathon, and I went into a Dick's Warehouse store where they have really nice shoes for super cheap. And I went in there, I was like, oh, these are pretty cool. I've heard really good things about them, and like, oh, I'm toying with the idea of running with a marathon, and I knew that at a bigger body composition, my friend said you need as much padding to protect your knees, and you don't really want the carbon plates for all of your training runs. So I was like, oh, these look cool. I'll buy them. They were super cheap. And then, come to find out, I was looking in the sole, and it's literally a brain. It's the outline of a brain. I don't know if you can tell the detail in there, but in that shoe there's that, and then in this one it says end the stigma. So if you know a little bit about me across my platform, one of the biggest things that I like to endorse is mental health. And I came home from Nashville after I had bought these shoes. I went to go on a bike ride. My bike was gone. It was stolen. Adios. And then it was literally the next day that I came to this conclusion that this was for mental health, and I was like, yo, the universe wants me to run this marathon. And the next day, I started on my training. I literally bought these shoes and ran like a 5-mile run, and then the next week started my training. So that's my feel-good story for running a marathon, and I'm looking forward to it. So now for the rest of this video, I'm just gonna kind of finish up my day, getting a cold plunge in, getting a little bit more work done, and then coming back to eat my last meal of the day, get my smoothie in, and call it quits. But again, this won't be the only episode leading up to race day. Here we are in the garage, and it's plunge time. So, obviously, as I told you this morning, I forgot to turn on my sauna, so we had to go to the sauna studio, but luckily for me, the plunge is running, it's ready. It hovers anywhere from 39 to 41 degrees, but one of the best things ever to have in the house. Again, I'm very grateful, but especially right now for this marathon training, with the cold exposure, it's just the best thing ever. My entire body just goes numb. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at about a -12 right now on how bad that I want to get in here, but I'm gonna do it anyways, conquer it, freaking feel decent after, grab a hot shower, eat, but less talking, more doing. Ooh, 3 minutes total in the freezing cold water. Oh, yeah, it feels good. It feels great. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna break my leg. So, the cold benefits, not only is it gonna help me reduce inflammation, boost testosterone, boost energy, but repair, because just like an ice bath, right? Obviously it's not as cold as an ice bath, but as you can tell, I have a little red skin coloration here because my body's trying to warm up to the coldness. And the best way to warm up from a cold plunge is to just naturally let your body warm up. If you go get in the hot shower, if you've been in there for too long, your body might go crazy. If you saw my Snapchat the other day, I went for 11 minutes and I went into like shock. But I'm not in shock today. If you want to follow any kind of cold plunge, cold water, immersion therapy protocol, kind of the general beginner protocol is 11 minutes per week. I try to go 3 minutes per day. I always start with the cold shower in the morning. Get about 3 minutes in here as well. This is way colder than the cold shower, but that said, it's time to get cozy for the night. Cozy. And you can't even see me. Dinner time, nice and cozy. Like I said, you can't see me. Bad joke. Here we are. Spinach, a little bit of carrots, balsamic vinaigrette. I'm gonna add some more fiber in here with some broccoli, just to keep the gut microbiome nice and diversified. And that is what I will eat first. If you follow me on Snapchat, you know I talk about the order of foods and all that fun stuff. And then here, again, I'm going carb heavy. We've got bison, lean bison, so I think it's a 93% fat, or 93%, 7% fat. And then we've got chickpea pasta. So it's gonna be more protein based in the pasta. Still got some carbs, but no gluten, and that is what we're gonna have for the dinner tonight. Obviously, good fibers, both with the chickpeas and the spinach and the broccoli. Lots of proteins, good fats as well. And then tomorrow I will be nice and fueled up for a 9-mile run and another workout. So I'm gonna eat this and I'm gonna have a word with you after I stuff my face. Look at that. That was a lot of food. So I said I needed to have a word with you, but I didn't really mean to make it that dramatic or suspenseful. There's not really anything I need to tell you, other than the fact that it's time for the nightly smoothie. And it sounds like an earthquake. As I drink my nightly smoothie, I'm gonna get into these Therabody Recovery Air Compression Boots, which is my last step of recovery. It's kind of recovery on the daily basis for fresh legs, right? I'm trying to do anything and everything that I can to make sure that I am absolutely, positively as fresh every day as possible. So we're gonna put these Therabody boots on while I go through my last little things, journal, and drink my smoothie, have the compression going. But what does the compression do? Basically, it's gonna start the compression from my toes, work all the way up to my hips, and it's squeezing the blood from bottom to top. If you think about gravity going down, it's bringing that blood flow back up, so it kind of puts the blood flow in a different direction, essentially, and that compression really kind of mimics a heartbeat, right? So it's gonna help keep our legs fresh. I'll wake up the next morning feeling good, living right, and hopefully. Okay, Juju. Jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna get my legs going. This is what the legs look like blown up. As you can tell, all the way down to the legs, coming up to the fun parts. It's really hard to even press into it because it's so hard. It's gone through its cycle, now it's decompressing, as you can hear. And it'll go down. Now you can tell I can go all the way down. It's gonna go all the way deflated and then start back up. And Juju is just gonna watch me. Isn't that right, Juju? She's not happy. She dropped her bone. Juju, get your bone. Get your bone. Get your bone. Get your bone. Get it. Get it. Get it. Okay. All right. Anticlimactic. Hello. I'm not a bone. Okay. I'm not a bone. Also, part of recovery. Hang out with your dog. Ugh. Just had my apple cider vinegar after I brushed my teeth because I'm an idiot and I didn't remember to do it before, but either way, got my apple cider vinegar in for the night, and that is how we're gonna wrap this thing up tonight. That is episode 1 of A Day in the Life. Training for a Marathon, episode 1. I'm not entirely sure how many episodes I'm gonna do. If you want one every week, let me know in the comments. If there's something specific, whether it's like building muscle while running all the time and trying to still build lean muscle, whatever ideas you might have or things that you want to see while I'm doing this 8-week kind of phase of running so much, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to make videos about it. I always enjoy putting this kind of stuff out there because there's a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of fun, a little bit of whatever. But with that said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you haven't already to get my videos as soon as they come out and get a notification when they come out. That was a lot of words just to sell you on my YouTube channel. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you next time. Have an awesome freaking day. And don't forget to smile.